Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So my client came in. We have quite the situation here. First of all, her ends are super blonde, and when she went to the stylist previously, she asked for dark brown all over, and they decided to use a permanent brown color on her root area, and they also put it on her ends. But since then, the brown on her ends has faded, and now there's some brown situation going on in there, and her roots are also growing in. So today's job is to blend everything out by lightening up the brown. This is going to be pretty tricky though because the blonde is so light and the line is so stark from her brown to her blonde that I'm going to have to be really careful about overlapping. So if you guys don't know what overlapping is, it's when you have to kind of go over the previously lightened hair so that it doesn't go from like blonde to brown to blonde. So I can draw like a little picture over here showing that you would have to get an exact line on where to put the lightener. And it's really hard to get that exact line because it's kind of blended out since her hair has grown out. So it's going to be really difficult. So the technique that I'm going for today is teasy lights. So I get a lot of questions on what's the difference between baby lights, teasy lights, balayage. So in this video I can show you what are teasy lights. So I take a pretty thin section, I'd probably say 1/8 of an inch or even less, and then what I do is I tease the hair up. What it does is it mimics the weaving that you would normally see in a highlight, but because I'm teasing from the mid all the way up to the top, it makes sure that all of those ends are still being included in the lightener. I know it's kind of hard to explain, but basically whatever I tease up is not being lightened so that when I brush it down, there's some dimension in there, and it really helps to make sure that the hair is blended. So yeah, I kind of do the teasy lights up the side of her head first, and then when I get to her baby hair areas, I start working on that because it's kind of hard to avoid them when I'm going up the side. So you can see me here doing like some of her like baby hair bang situation going on. And honestly, I could have sectioned this a little better. I could have done like a mohawk section, but I didn't realize how many baby hairs she had. So I was like, oh, I'm in too deep. So yeah, I like doing the front pieces, alternating between doing the front and the sides just to make sure I get enough coverage. And I like making sure that the front is bright just because I think it makes the hair look better like as a whole. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. So another thing to note is that I did not leave any hair out between each section except for the teasing. And the reason why I did this was because her brown to blonde just did not look good. And if I left out any of that for dimension, then you would kind of still see there was like brown areas and then a line of blonde coming through. And I really didn't want that to show up. So I decided to do everything, and it was a lot of work. I mean, it took 3 hours and 15 minutes to foil her hair, but I definitely think it was worth it because you'll see in the end how it looks, or in like the little thumbnail or whatever. But I did consider doing a high lift permanent color on her brown areas, but I was thinking I should probably just fix this so that I don't run into any other problems in the future. So yeah, you guys can just continue watching me foil. So then after I detangled her hair using a tangle teaser, and I highly recommend that brush for anyone that has hair that's really tangled or gets tangled really easily. So we can see that her hair lightened super beautifully. I mean, you can't even tell where the line of demarcation is anymore, so I was really proud of that. But yeah, so what we have to do now is put on some toner. She was going for like an ash blonde. She did say that she likes a hint of purple from the pictures that she showed me. So I decided to use Tang Mydentity demi-permanent colors in 8SS, 8DL, and Misty Mauve. And then I used Eclipse Express Toner for her root area. First I sectioned the front away from the back, and then I started in the back putting on her toner first. I finished putting on the toner on all of her hair, and then I went in with the root shadow. So I'm trying to figure out if it's better to put toner on first or the shadow root on first, because sometimes when I put the shadow root on first, it ends up being too dark, but then sometimes when I put the toner on first, it just ends up being too light. So I really think it depends on the client. And because she wanted to be pretty light, I thought it might be better to put the toner on first so that it doesn't look too dark at the root. So the thing about this toner was that it looked really purple. Like, even I was getting scared. I was kind of nervous. I thought her hair was going to be straight up purple. And I was kind of feeling pressure because she told me that she was going to take some photos the next day. So I was like, okay, it better not turn out purple. And I almost washed it out early, but I just had to trust the process and say, you know, even though it looks purple, like, I've used this before, so I know it's not going to turn out purple, you know? So I didn't get the chance to record the blow drying or the curling, but again, here is the before and after. It turned out super nice. I mean, the ash blonde is so stunning and the blend is so nice that you can't even tell that there was a line before. And now she's ready to take her pictures tomorrow. So thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next video. Bye.